Hey YouTube, hey Red Devils. So I'd like to talk today about what I think we should do with Antony next season. Now I'm going to base this on him being completely innocent of the stuff that he was accused about in Brazil, I think it was. So presuming that's not the case, I'm just going to solely look at it in terms of the footballer, the player, the talent, the ability, the performance, etc., etc. So, for next season for Antony, and this one might be a little bit different to most, I would actually keep him. And there's a couple of reasons for that. So, obviously, his form has been quite poor this season, to say the least. In fact, it's been a lot worse than poor. It's been abysmal. It's been non-existent. But it does look like there should or could be a talented player in there. I know when he was at Ajax, and I'm not so much at the Eredivisie level as in their league, but his performances in the Champions League, he was playing against some of the top teams, and he was controlling the game, dominating the game. So there was certainly something there. I wonder if he can get it back. Maybe. He has had issues this season, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video. So perhaps that hasn't helped matters. But I think with Antony, he's probably a player that plays best when the team plays best. And let's face it, that hasn't been very often this season either. And what I mean by that is, I think he's the kind of player who performs best when Man United are dominating the ball. He's got the ability to shoot. I think he certainly, and I know he claims that he has been working on that right foot of his, but he's extremely left foot dominant. So he needs to change that up. He needs to make his game a little less predictable. I remember Iron Robin suffered with predictability. Thing was, Iron Robin was absolutely phenomenal. Everybody knew what he was going to do, and they still couldn't stop him. He was incredible. Antony's not at that level, so he needs to bring some form of predictability. Sorry, not to be predictable within his game. So I think that's very important for him. Something else as well, I just can't see how at the moment Manchester United will make much money back from him. So paid upwards, £90 million for him, so a phenomenal fee, and certainly has not been delivering on that fee in the slightest. His first season was okay, not much more than okay. As I said, this season's just nothing, it's not there. So realistically, if you sell him now with his wages, because I'll be undoubtedly be on high wages, a £90 million player on high wages, what are you going to recoup off the current form? Would somebody willing to spend 20 on him? I can't see anybody willing to spend 30 at the moment. So if it was 20, you could potentially be losing 70 million off your asset, which is just crazy. He does seem passionate. He does seem to love Man United. He seems to respect the manager. So for those reasons, I personally think he's worth keeping. And even if you keep him and he plays some form, you can then perhaps drive his value back up again and maybe sell him the year after, or you will get a player who actually deserves to stay. I do like his passion. He's got good work rate, and I think that's something key moving forward for whoever our next manager is. We need good work rate. We need to press. It's something we don't do as a football club. Our press seems to be pretty much, again, non-existent. Either some press, one press is non-press, and then you have the problem is when only some do the press, you have a massive gap where the others aren't pressing and they just exploit space. So our pressing seems to be non-existent at the moment. Plus, I think you could argue that there's a lot of other players that are going to be stripped out the squad in the coming season or two. Players like Varane, you can't see perhaps not being around as much. Probably be gone. There's question marks about whether Harry Maguire will still be there, Scott McTominay whether he'll still be there. Luke Shaw's always injured, as good as he is when he plays. Wan-Bissaka, I like Wan-Bissaka, I'd keep him, but will he still be there? You start going through the squad, and there's a lot of players that are probably going to be gone from the football club. So you still need to retain some. But I say a lot of the reason is I just can't see how you would get any form of value back for him at the moment. So I would take the chance, and maybe you can find that player who was dominating in the Champions League, get him back. But who knows? And I think one thing though is with the new setup, you won't see the potential mistake purchases of the likes of Antony again for the football club. I think you're going to see a lot better run club and not be spending stupid money in stupid places. So that's my opinions on Antony. What are your opinions? Please let me know below. And if you could like and subscribe to the video, massively appreciate it. If not, see you on the next one. Glory, glory, Man United.